I never knew the swamp was so bad. It's really bad, but we're winning, and we're winning. Not easy, but we're winning. A lot of dirty people, a lot of very bad people, a lot of bad people, and I think justice will be had. I do believe that, or I wouldn't be very happy right now.
And they might have been able to succeed. This was an overthrow of government. This was an attempted overthrow, and a lot of people were in on it, and they got caught, and they got caught, and they got caught.
It's called the swamp, and you know what happened, and you know what I did? A big favor. I caught the swamp. I caught them all. Let's see what happens. Nobody else could have done that but me. So, I think in light of all of the things going on, and you know what I mean by that, the fake news, the Comeys of the world, all of the bad things that went on, it's called the swamp. And you know what happened, and you know what I did? A big favor. I caught the swamp. I caught them all. Let's see what happens. Nobody else could have done that but me. I caught all of this corruption that was going on, and nobody else could have done it. On top of that, we have the best economy, greatest economy we've ever had, the best job numbers we've ever had, African American, Asian American, Hispanic, the best ever. So I think in light of all of the things going on, and you know what I mean by that, the fake news, the Comeys of the world, all of the bad things that went on, it's called the swamp. And you know what happened, and you know what I did? A big favor. I caught the swamp. I caught them all. Let's see what happens. Nobody else could have done that but me. I caught all of this corruption that was going on, and nobody else could have done it. On top of that, we have the best economy, greatest economy we've ever had, the best job numbers we've ever had, African American, Asian American, Hispanic, the best ever. So I think
March 9th, 2016, Department of Justice DOJ oversight personnel learned that the FBI had been employing outside contractors who had access to the raw section of 702 Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA, data, and retained that access after their work for the FBI was completed. This information was disclosed in a 99-page FISA court ruling on April 26 of 2017 that was declassified by Director of National Intelligence Dan Coates. This wasn't an isolated incident, and the improper access granted to outside contractors seems to have been the result of deliberate decision-making. If you look at the footnote on page 87, the improper access granted to the redacted contractors was apparently in place, redacted, and seems to have been a result of deliberate decision-making, redacted. Compliance report at 92 through 93, redacted. Access to the FBI systems was a subject of the Interagency Memorandum of Understanding entered into, redacted. Despite the existence of the Interagency Memorandum of Understanding, presumably prepared or reviewed by FBI lawyers, no notice of this practice was given to the FISIC. That's the process, the FISIC, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, until 2016. Of course, such a memorandum of understanding could not override the restriction of Section 702, minimization procedures. Now, the FISA court noted that the FBI's apparent disregard of minimization rules and questioned whether the FBI may be engaging in similar disclosures of raw Section 702 information that have not been reported. Section 702 permits the government to target foreign persons located outside the United States for surveillance, with the purpose of acquiring foreign intelligence information. Oversight of the Section 702 collection is conducted by the FISA court. For more on Title III in Section 702, let's take a look here. So we got the FISA, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act of 1978, the FISIC, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, synonymous with the FISA court. FISA Title I, FISA Title III, we got all these different things, but we have like 702, all right? You want to look there, subsection of Title 7, procedures for surveillance of foreign persons outside the United States. Section 702 is effectively synonymous. Incidental collection, U.S. citizens caught up in the process of the foreign surveillance. Now what we want to look at here is Section 702, which permits the government to target for surveillance foreign persons located outside the United States for the purpose of acquiring foreign intelligence information. Oversight of Section 702 collection is conducted by the FISA court, which reviews the government's Section 702 certifications, targeting procedures and minimization procedures for compliance with statutory and Fourth Amendment requirements. The DOJ's National Security Division, NSD, maintains oversight of the intelligence agencies such as the FBI use of the Section 702 authority. The NSD and the Office of Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, jointly conduct reviews of the intelligence agency Section 702's activities for 60 days. Also, I want to point out, this will be important later, the about query, a search query based on communications containing a reference about surveillance target, but is not to or from target. And if I can explain that as simply as possible, it's like when you sit down and you literally are at the Google box to search the internet and you put things in that to search. You put things in the search box to have it query around the internet to pull back things based on what you searched for. This is similar to how the NSA data collection system works if you're sitting at one of the accessed computers and you start typing in it. Now, there are people that look at that eventually and see how you were searching and if you were following the rules. Now on the same day of the discovery of the FBI's use of private contractors, FBI lawyer Lisa Page sent a text to FBI agent Peter Stroke. Need to try to fix a huge who F up. Page quickly corrected her typo by texting WFO, an abbreviation for the FBI's Washington field office. Page would later send another text on the same day noting, need to go meet with Andy again now. Andy was then Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe. Following the discovery that outside contractors for the FBI were accessing raw FISA data, then National Security Agency NSA Director Admiral Mike Rogers directed the NSA's Office of Compliance to conduct a fundamental baseline review of the compliance associated with the 702. Now, he did this at some point in early April of 2016. He was looking at Senate testimony, and pages 80 through 84 of the court ruling let us know this. Now, in this story, there is an unsung hero that cannot be forgotten, and that hero, his name is Admiral Mike Rogers. Rogers' role went beyond informing Trump about the surveillance being conducted at Trump Tower. Rogers discovered the illegal spying. He went personally to the FISA court and briefed the chief judge and worked with her for months to uncover the people who did it. The FISA court has already told the Justice Department who lied to that court, and that has been given to Attorney General Bill Barr. Rogers served concurrently as director of the NSA, commander of the U.S. Cyber Command, and Central Security Services chief from April of 2014 to May 2018. Rogers previously was a director for intelligence for both the Joint Chiefs of Staff and U.S. Pacific Command, and as commander for the U.S. Fleet Cyber Command and the U.S. 10th Fleet. Rogers played a major role in uncovering ongoing FISA abuses, and his efforts are revealed in the April 26, 2017 FISA court ruling. Significant changes to the handling of raw Section 702 FISA data resulted from the FISA court rulings. There's already been changes. So on April 18, 2016, which is an important date to remember, Rogers moved aggressively in response to the disclosures. He abruptly shut down all FBI outside contractor access. And at that point, both the FBI and the DOJ's National Security Division, NSD, became aware of Rogers' compliance review. They may have known earlier, but they were certainly aware after outside contractor access was denied or halted. Now, this story is much bigger, and I could bring more to fill you in. There's lots of more important dates coming all the way up until Rogers formally retires on May 4th of 2018. To my knowledge, virtually every single FBI and NSD official with material involvement in the original Carter Page FISA application would later be removed in one fashion or another. One other notable event transpired that directly involved Rogers. On the morning of November 17, 2016, Rogers traveled to meet President-elect Donald J. Trump and his transition team at Trump Tower, but didn't inform DNI James Clapper about the meeting. That evening, the Trump team announced they were moving all transition activity to Trump National Golf Club in New Jersey. It makes one wonder what exactly Rogers communicated to Trump. I'm Michael. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed to each and every one of you. And where we go one, we go all. Make sure you share this video across all social media platforms while you can. Take a look in the description box. Leave a thumbs up. Subscribe. Think about joining, becoming a member. I do want to thank all the newest members to the Patriot Hour and all Patriots. Thank you.
In my former life, I was an insider as much as anybody else. And I knew what it's like, and I still know what it's like to be an insider. It's not bad. It's not bad. Now I'm being punished for leaving the special club and revealing to you the terrible things that are going on having to do with our country. Because I used to be part of the club, I'm the only one that can fix it.
They say Trump derangement syndrome. They've got it. They've got a bad case of it. You saw that. That was on display. Well, I think there's a lot of evil on that side. They've gone crazy. They've gone totally crazy. It's too bad. I've gotten tremendous amounts done, more than anybody's gotten done in 3 years, by far. But they're not constructive people. Well, you'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. I haven't heard from you about Well, I thought it was a terrible thing when she ripped up the speech. First of all, it's an official document. You're not allowed. It's illegal what she did. She broke the law. But I haven't been asked a question other than a lot of people that viewed it. They couldn't believe that she did it. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was very disrespectful to the chamber and to the country. And, look, people